What is up, members of my collector corps? It is I, Super Mario Zilla, or you can call me Vinny, and as always, we have an end of the year list to go over. '23 was another great year for figures and collectors. For the most part. There were a lot of bangers that released this year, and as always, it was extremely difficult to narrow it down to just 10 great figures. And on top of that, there's 2 figures that I do not own that I'm certain would have had spots on the list, but unfortunately, I have to work with what I got. And there's a chance I may have missed or did not list any of your favorites, so if I did, I am sorry. And like before, this is mostly an opinionated list. So if you do not agree with any of these, that's fine, just respect my opinion. If you can respect my opinion, I can respect yours. I should make this clear as well, but I can't collect from every line, guys and gals. I know you'll be expecting a figure that is considered great among the community to be on here, but unfortunately, like I said before, it's probably not going to be the case. I'm only one person. With that out of the way, let's not waste any more time and get into it.
The SH Figuarts Turles. Turles earns a spot on this list for being such a fun release. His sculpt is marvelous, captures the look perfectly from his face to his muscle definition and his hair, covered in great paintwork as well, and his accessories are killer. He comes with his cape, which is a nice bonus, and his beam effect part, which is something not all Dragon Ball figures come with, so that's an added bonus for sure. His articulation is also great. Turles has a lot of fun factor. He didn't make it higher on the list because of a couple reasons. His elbow and knee joints are discolored, and he doesn't come with an extra earpiece to make it look like his scouter is taken off. Yeah, he never took it off in the movie, but it would have been nice to have the option. Other issues are just nitpicks. He's very much able to hold his own weight, and the positives do outweigh the negatives. He's all around a great release, and I do recommend for any fan of DBZ to pick this figure up. He'll make a fine addition to your collection. SH Figuarts Orange Piccolo. Orange Piccolo is probably the best Piccolo figures out there right now. He does a lot of things right, gorgeous sculpt and detail and really nice paintwork on his clothes. The shading does wonders for this figure. It looks so good. And again, his detail is great. From face all the way to the muscle definition, he's large and in charge, and Bandai captured that perfectly, and his accessories are everything he needs and further completes Ultimate Gohan by giving him his Kamehameha accessory, and the ankle articulation on Piccolo has also finally been improved. Thank God. It was so abysmal on the previous figures. Fans who love the movie should absolutely get this figure if you love the design or love Piccolo. He makes a great companion piece for Gohan Beast as well. He's a premium Bandai exclusive, so he's a little harder to get. If you find him for a good price, snag him. He's a great release. Marvel Legends Classic Black Widow. Best female Marvel Legends figure so far. It's no contest. From sculpt to articulation, it's such a fun figure, the most fun factor a female Marvel Legends figure has had so far, and the articulation definitely helps. She has an ab crunch, butterfly joints, double hinged elbows, and her accessories are the icing on the cake. She comes with a lot of stuff. She feels like a deluxe Marvel Legends figure, but no, she's actually a standard release, and she comes with all that stuff. And her face on all 3 of the head sculpts is top notch. She is very pretty. She's a Target exclusive, which sucks because she'll be harder to find later when she's out of print. She should have been a general release. Fan of the Avengers? Fan of Black Widow? You better pick this figure up before she comes much harder to grab. She's a lot of fun as a general Marvel Legends, not just female Marvel Legends. Like I said, I highly recommend her for Marvel fans. SH Figuarts Second Form Frieza. Holy crap, this is such a stupid good release. He is brilliant, sculpt is fantastic, his paintwork is also good stuff, and his articulation is great stuff. Super posable for a big figure, these larger figures are always such a joy to pose around. He comes with all the accessories he needs, he has a lot of options for displays, and his size is a nice bonus. Again, getting big figures like this is always a treat. Makes a great companion piece for the Battle Clothes figures and Piccolo. He won't be alone for a display. Unfortunately, he is a premium Bandai web shop exclusive, so he's going to be hard to snag on the aftermarket and find him for a good price. He's fantastic, so I recommend getting him if you can. If you can find him for a good price, definitely grab him. He's worth it 100%, especially if you're a fan of Frieza. I feel like he could have come with maybe an effect part, but that's a nitpick on what is otherwise a fantastic figure. SH Figuarts Carnage from the movie Venom Let There Be Carnage. Carnage is super fun, really fun. The amount of customization this figure allows for is insane. Hands and tentacle pieces can be mixed and matched, so that is so much fun to see what ways you can display him. He's very display friendly. Yes, a lot of folks have pointed out and complained about the paint on the default head and said that ruins the whole figure, and to be honest, that's not fair to what is a really great figure, and the default head really isn't as bad as some folks made it out to be. I'm not saying it's excusable, and yes, should have been better, but it doesn't ruin the whole figure. He's huge, and that's another positive, because like I said before, these really big figures are a lot of fun. Covered in beautiful paintwork, the paint job is so good, and articulation is fantastic and super fun to pose around. There are so many ways to display and pose this figure. I highly recommend him to any Carnage and Venom fans. If you could find him for a good price, definitely grab him. The SH Figuarts Spider-Man 2099 from the movie Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Good old Miguel O'Hara joins the Figuarts line, and man, he came in with a bang. Disclaimer, I did do the mod to improve his torso articulation. It was as simple as flipping the double ball peg upside down. Even if you don't do the mod, this is still a great release for Figuarts. Spider-Man is also tall, so yes, this is another big figure for the books. The amount of detail he has is incredible. It looks so good. Really makes his suit have a tech feel to it, even while holding it. And his accessories are great. He comes with his cape, which is awesome and so much better than the Marvel Legends cape. His paintwork is also top-notch stuff. His posability is great. He can be posed in many different ways, recreating certain scenes or getting him in those awesome Spider-Man-like poses. He makes for a cool companion release too for Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales. The figure being on the list is a canon event in and of itself. Only reason he ain't higher on the list is because of that price. $130. That's a bit much. If you could find him for sale or don't mind the high prices, then you should definitely get this figure as soon as possible. He's 100% worth it in my opinion. Jada Toys, Ryu, Fei Long, and Chun-Li. Wave 1 of the Jada Toys Street Fighter figures turned out to be excellent figures, and for the price point, $25 to $30 each, that's insane. And these rival SH Figuarts for sure. All of them have a great sculpt and likeness for their faces, awesome paint apps, and even accessories are killer for all these figures. And we're getting more on the way? That's awesome. It was love at first posing with all these figures, and I'm so glad I got these. And you should get these too if you're a fan of Street Fighter. These are really good figures. I didn't want them to take up 3 separate spots on the list, so I thought it was better to just have them as one whole entry for the list. Get these figures, they are so worth it, and with their price points, you can't beat that. I love the 3 of these figures, and I'm excited for future releases. I'll be sure to go into more detail in my review for all 3 of these figures, but just know right now I recommend all these figures. Mafex Batman Hush Nightwing. The best comic book Mafex figure? I don't know, but he's right up there. Nightwing is fantastic. Oh my goodness, the amount of fun you can have with this figure is amazing. His articulation is the stuff of dreams. He's super fun to pose around, and his accessories help with that. He is really display friendly. He is super fun. Another banger release in the Hush line of Batman figures from Mafex. And even then, this makes for a great General Nightwing figure. This doesn't have to be just a Hush version. So honestly, if you're a fan of Nightwing and Batman, you should definitely grab this figure. He's super worth it. Sure, that price is hard to swallow, but his positives largely outweigh the negatives. What little he has. So if you could find him for the right price or don't mind paying MSRP, then he's gonna make a great addition to your collection for sure. I highly recommend this release. The Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat Liu Kang. This figure is super fun for sure. I love his sculpt, his paint, and his articulation, and the major highlight is the dragon. Yes, the dragon is excellent and makes for a wonderful companion piece for Liu Kang or any Mortal Kombat figure. But Liu Kang also has some highlights that help make him worthy of the spot. As I said, his sculpt and paintwork is great. Impressive stuff for sure. And his accessories are fun and allow for a wide variety of display options, even with the dragon. This set was $180 and I'd say that was worth it, especially for the dragon alone. Really good stuff. Seriously, really good. But there's a reason he's only number 2. His ankle articulation is not winning awards. They're really awkward to work with. Also, I feel like he could have come with more fire accessories, but he's still a fantastic figure. I recommend him for sure. Figuarts Beast Gohan deserves to be acknowledged for being a great figure, but didn't make the cut due to some stiff competition. He's great, he really is, but he's not perfect. I still consider him a great release though. He comes with a bunch of stuff including the special beam cannon, his sculpt is phenomenal, his articulation could have been better in some spots, mainly the butterfly joints, but overall Gohan Beast is a figure I still can recommend. He's number 11 for sure. The Figuarts Legendary Super Saiyan Goku is another great release, but I can't permit him to be on the list because of that discolored torso and lack of paint behind the legs. The torso should not have been discolored, period. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad figure, at all, but has issues that should not be here. Otherwise, I'd gladly put him on the top 5. But as it stands, I can't do that. I tried to justify it, but I just can't. Not to be a downer, I still recommend this figure, just not for full price. Find him for a sale if you can. The Figuarts Metal Cooler is a beauty to behold. It is such a nice figure for sure. I love him so much. Great look and his articulation is top-notch stuff. Even his accessories are fun. Unfortunately, he has this weirdly greasy material that shouldn't be on the figure at all. It's so weird, and also his chrome paint makes him a fingerprint magnet, but that's the nature of chrome paint jobs, unfortunately. Cooler does have a lot of positives that outweigh the negatives though. He is beautiful, I'll say it again. He looks so good and I recommend him for sure, but his MSRP is not nice, so grab him for a sale. He's great, but not $130 great. The SH Monster Arts Gigan 1972 is one of the best looking SH Monster Arts bar none. It is a rock solid figure for sure. Only issue is that the price point and the sales were not thought out well. But his sculpt and paint application is on point. He looks really good. Unfortunately, he has no accessories either, so that and the price point are the reasons he didn't make it on the list. Gigan has a ton of highlights though, and I recommend him for any fan of Gigan. Be aware of that price, and you'll be golden. The SH Monster Arts Mecha King Ghidorah Shinjuku Decisive Battle version is another great release for sure. Such a good looking figure with only minor issues, and his accessories are a killer package. Gotta love the battle damage accessories. No beams though, but that's okay, at least we got something. And his silver is also really nice, but his price point is sky high even at MSRP, which is one of the reasons he didn't make it on the list. Still though, fans of Mecha King Ghidorah, you should get this if you missed the original release. The SH Figuarts Ella King. Ella King, as I said before, is a fantastic release. He is stupid good. His sculpt and paintwork is beautiful, feels out of this world. That's how good it is, and his articulation is super fun to pose around for sure. His accessory game is lacking, I'll admit, but at least we still got something. And it's a fun accessory too if you have Ultra 7. Ella King is one of the greats. and he is 100% worth his price. I can't name a single thing wrong with him. I fell in love with this figure upon taking him out of that package. And if you're a fan of Ultraman and the Ultra Kaiju, then you're in for a treat. I can go on and gush about how good this figure is, but we'd be here all day. There's a reason I gave him a perfect score in my review. He's right up there, and this is why he takes the #1 spot as figure of the year for me.
Another great year for figures, and I can't wait to see what 2024 has in store for collectors. Again, if I missed any of your favorites, I apologize. I'm only human. That being said, that's all for this video. What were your favorites of 2023? Top 10 or top 5? Let me know in the comments down below. That being said, I am Super MarioZilla. I am out. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to not miss any of my content, hit the bell icon to definitely not miss any of my content or miss any uploads. And I am out. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out. Get ready for another great year.